Welcome back. It's a beautiful day here at the TCS Racing Park. I'm very excited to let you know that I'm being part of this Adventure Riders Challenge. Adventure Riders Challenge, it's a friendly competition which somehow opens the adventure season. I decided to participate to this event despite my off-road riding skills, which are as you saw already in the previous video with my Transalp, off-road Transalp, that I'm actually in a process of training. And I'm very glad to announce you that I was able to finish one lap, the recognition lap actually. So I'm really proud of myself because I was able to finish this recognition lap despite the difficulty of the track. You will see what I'm talking about. I was in many situations at the limit, so I am actually total beginner when it comes to off-road. The guys are really prepared here. We had different classes, the rally class, light adventure and super adventure. There were 60 participants. Many of them, like myself, decided to stop at the recognition lap. The other ones, of course, many of them continued. Sometimes, you know, you need to be relaxed, you need to know your limits and to know your body, to know your skills, to really know your skills. And I was quite at the limit at a lot of points, but I'm really proud that I didn't fall or crashed or had some incident. And now let's comment a little bit the track and see how this track was let's see how this track was prepared and what kind of obstacles do we have. Each lap has 2 kilometers, but I thought there were 20 because of the difficulty. The difficulty, it's according to each rider, of course. The guys, they appreciated this track as easy, medium. For me, it was medium hard or even hard at some point. So it's depending on everybody's skills. This appreciation is done by professionals, by motocross riders, champions actually. So yeah, with my Honda Transalp and with my basic skills, I was able to finish and climb some obstacles at this Adventure Riders Challenge.
Alright, this is the starting point where each rider was aligned accordingly to its competition number. We need to pass these concrete cylinders, and yeah, this is the start. The issue started even from the beginning with this deep gravel on some parts. Some people, even myself included, had difficulties riding over this surface. Then we've entered in the construction site, where everything was prepared here for this event. The mud was aligned, the gravel was spreaded all over the place. This was a place also where people just fell. And this is the first uphill, quite easy, not so many challenges over here. I was focused quite a lot on not falling or try to pass in my own rhythm. This was the purpose, to adapt my riding to the knowledges which I had, to my skill, to my level of riding, to my skill level. And yeah, I have to say that each single section was signaled according to its difficulty. Some sections, they had exclamation marks, some had 1 exclamation mark, some had 2 exclamation marks. This track was specially designed for this type of competition. It's a combination of motocross and adventure riding. You see here 1 exclamation sign. Here you need to use wisely the brakes, especially on top of these small hills. When you get down of those hills, the front brake needs to be really carefully actioned. Here we have 2 exclamation marks. The soil, it's quite deep on some parts. It's perfect for these tires if you have the proper skills to enjoy this track. This track, it's awesome, I have to say. It's perfectly done. It's perfectly combined with all types of obstacles. Here we have some grass, some single trail. Very nice track, actually. I was gaining more and more confidence. And this is the first hill with 2 exclamation marks. This is the first uphill, and I had the proper speed for this one. I was focused so much on the road, and my focus was I was so concentrated that I was using only the first gear. This was quite strange. I haven't changed in a second or third gear. Some section really required the second gear or the third gear even. I was riding in the first gear. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You need to make these automatisms. These automatisms are not created without practice. This follows a very interesting section on deep gravel, small rocks and soil mixed, and after that comes a really difficult uphill, which was actually taken off, or they offered some skipping easy lines after the recognition lap. So this is the most difficult one, where a lot of people, they failed. I managed to stay straight somehow, but check it out. I needed more power and more technique. I needed more technique and more power on the rear wheel, and the weight to be distributed much better. And this is the downhill, where I just left the bike on its rhythm, just to slide. After this construction site obstacles comes some more relaxing part of the track, a more technical part, so to speak. Here I was a little bit better in my element, although I've encountered quite some issues with this surface, with this riding surface. I need to practice quite a lot on this type of surface. I'm looking forward to implement it on my trainings. And yeah, the guys, they worked quite a lot, and it was enormous work before the competition to adapt these motocross sections to adventure riding. The surfaces are changing quite fast. And you see how many riders. There were 60 participants. About 40, I think they finished all the 4 laps. More than 40 people out of 60. And about 6 people, including myself, they made only the recognition lap, or they were disqualified. It was a perfect day for riding. It was a perfect day and a perfect environment. The people, they were actually great people around here. I had a very nice time enjoying the day. And you can actually use this moto park, this TSC moto park, whenever you like. It's only 20 euros per day just to enjoy here and come with your bike and enjoy and learn to ride in this difficult terrain. Here it's the part where I felt the most comfortable, this technical twisties, this technical cornering with controlling the clutch and controlling the bike at very low speeds. This I practiced one day before and it helped me quite a lot. Here you can see no further issues over here, and of course it continues to climb uphill, downhill, small hills. It's very nice to climb on these hills. I gained a lot of confidence after this track, and I realized how much can this bike do in proper hands, in a proper... I could imagine actually what this bike can do in a proper, with proper riding skills. In this section, for example, this was a small bridge with the concrete plates that they were not perfectly united in the middle, and you can see here it was quite a tricky one. You can barely get out of one obstacle, and then comes another and another. You are surprised somehow by this type of obstacles. It's never the same. It's very the obstacles and the challenges are really different, and the surface is changing constantly. It's very helpful, I have to say. I would love to have this type of playground every day and try to enjoy it here and try to learn. I think after a couple of tracks you become more and more confident, because confidence is everything on off-road riding and on riding in general, on motorcycle. Okay, not too much confidence, I think it can hurt. Too much confidence can have the opposite effect. I love these small uphills, downhills on this muddy section, on this grass. They were very challenging but very pleasant to be ridden. The level of the riders, I have to say it was very high. At some point I saw riders with very big adventure bikes that were riding quite fast on this type of sections. And yeah, it's really possible. These bikes, these adventure bikes, can do quite a lot if you have proper skills and if you know how to ride them. They are very powerful machines and they can take you out on this difficult situation. And actually you can go with this type of machines on any surface. Actually it's no limit. They have not so much limits. Here I needed to keep a constant speed in order to pass these concrete cylinders, but at the end I just stopped and there was a big gap. Hopefully my skid plate helped me. Here it was a difficult section with big rocks, and here you need to just go with the flow and don't stop. If you're trying to start from zero on these big rocks, you don't have any chance. The tire is slipping and you don't have any chance of passing these big rocks. But still I managed to pass it somehow. After this motocross look-like section comes a little bit of forest, and we have here a downhill which encountered quite some issues to some rider. I think one rider went in the water or close to the water with a KTM. They need to take it off with some construction machine. And here we have some trees which we need to pass. Of course, here you need some momentum. You need to load the preload and use your body weight in order to lift a little bit the front wheel. This technique, I need to learn it properly. The trees were very small, I have to say, no further issues. Then comes this uphill out of the forest back to the motocross track. And we are approaching the end. It was, I've done this track in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that, in a very slow rhythm. Total beginner rider. But I was very happy that I managed to finish it somehow without crashing or having some incident. When I look again and again at this footage, I ask myself, why haven't I continued? But you know, after the war, a lot of warriors are coming in front. And yes, indeed, after the war, you know, it's easy to speak. Here they cut some small trees from the ground, and there were some pins left from the trees, very tricky. They moved you left and right. You needed to be very careful. But the tires, man, I trusted so much the tires. They helped me in very difficult situations. They actually digged. I was like a tractor with this Transalp, but also the rider of the tractor needs to be skilled. And this is the end, guys. It was a really pleasure, a really extraordinary experience to participate to this Adventure Riders Challenge. Hopefully next year I will do it better.
And man, these tires, they saved my life today. In many situations, I have to say thank you man, thank you Mitas. These tires, they really saved me in quite a lot of situations. Also this skid plate, was very useful when exiting a tube. I'm grateful that I'm okay. I finish one lap, and next year, who knows, with my skills improved and upgraded, I will give it another try.